This is the Aaron Cruz Show. Politics for the people and by the people. With your host, Aaron Cruz.
Welcome to the Aaron Cruz Show, Straight Talk with Aaron. Tonight's topic is Bergdahl, the traitor, the deserter, and now what's going to happen? So I'm not sure if you've been following the story. We have. Everyone on Twitter pretty much has since 2009. Yes, 2009. Roll back. It's now 2017. Do the math. So what we basically have is a man who was a sergeant in the Army, and he was at a post, and he pretty much, many people, according to the stories, say he pretty much deserted his post, went AWOL, and then got captivated and taken captive for 5 years by the Taliban before he was released under Barack Obama. Yes? Okay, so now that we have that clear, for the last few years, 3 approximately, he has been evading or going through some sort of process for that desertion charge and getting away with it, if you will. Now, no one really thought that this would be the case, but it is. So let's rewind. 2009. This man's at his post, gets taken up by the Taliban, and what do? Well, some say that Obama sent some people after to find him, which they did, and basically they were killed. Many people were hurt, harmed, and killed trying to get Bergdahl back. No joke. That's what happened. And in that process of retrieving Bergdahl, there was some sort of depends on if you ask the Pentagon or, well, let's just say Duncan Hunter tried to get some clear information as to what happened. But some say that the Pentagon tried to negotiate some sort of a ransom and it went wrong. For how much money? We don't know. That's been an argument in trying to find out the details for, well, what year is it? 2017. It's still vague. What happened to the money? Apparently, this money that wasn't sent out for ransom, according to the Pentagon, and then they changed their story a little bit. Kind of scary, right? Wasn't sent out, was actually lost because when it was in transit, it was taken over by what did they call him? An intermediary. An Afghan who was an intermediary for the Pentagon and this sort of ransom payment. And he took the money. I mean, I can't imagine that it was like a $20 bill or maybe a bucket of cash, right? I'm sure it was a lot more than that. And it just disappeared. Poof, gone. Pentagon says it never happened. Duncan Hunter knows it happened. There have been many, many inquiries since, and little information released. When are we going to get answers? It's 2017. Let's roll back again. So we have Bergdahl, and he's abandoned his post. Let's talk about that again. He deserted his post. He left. You're there to do a job. You do the job. You don't leave. You're in a situation where you just don't leave. You do your job. Can I say that 10 more times? Do your job. And he does leave. And what happens? He gets taken captive. Well, in a very interesting exchange of words today, as Bergdahl was essentially through this whole process, he was finally retrieved. We traded a ransom that never happened, that money that changed hands that never existed. unspecified huge dollar amount. And then we ended up negotiating 5, some people call them commanders, from Gitmo. Under Obama's watch, we traded these 5 killers, okay, leaders, for a traitor. And, well, we got our traitor back. You know, no man left behind. Yeah, let's get our guy. But let's not let him get away with what he did. He deserted his post. He became a captive on enemy camp. Okay? As a result of his choices, we sent people after him that died. We spent money trying to get him back. We gave the Taliban, or what have you, we gave them 5 of their guys back for this traitor. Why? No man left behind. Let's bring him home and let's let him sit for his crime, which was desertion, amongst other things. When he got home, if you recall, his father was waiting, and there was a huge display of anti-Americanism from both the father and from Bergdahl. And here we have this same man spitting in the face of our military and our citizenry, essentially. First, he wasn't going to plead guilty, and then he decided, well, I'll go ahead and I will plead guilty if I don't have to sit in front of jurors. If I get to be tried by the military. Why? Because he knows in front of jurors, he knows that in front of jurors, he stands no chance of living a free and comfortable life. None. Not for what he did. Not for putting our people, our men at risk. No. In any case, so today, Bergdahl, he essentially was demoted from sergeant to private. And he was told that he'd have to pay $1,000 for the next 10 months. $10,000. Okay? That's his punishment. And a dishonorable discharge. Well, let's just say this. Bergdahl wasn't okay with not ending up with life in prison, because that was really what he was facing, was life in prison. He ended up being dishonorably discharged. Now, some might say, well, this man is going to have a fate worse than hell trying to live a civilian life in America. And that's probably true. It's probably true. But the thing is this, is should a man who went rogue, left his post, get off with no jail time? None. Now, his attorney says this. Let me pick this up for a minute. His attorney had this to say, all right? He said, Sergeant Bergdahl has looked forward to today for a long time. As everyone knows, he was captive of the Taliban for nearly 5 years. And 3 more years elapsed while the legal process unfolded. He has lost nearly a decade of his life. I don't know what world Bergdahl's attorney lives in, and I don't know what world Bergdahl lives in, but in my world, that was a personal choice of his when he left his post, when he made that decision. He essentially and completely, when he left his post, he put his entire life at risk, and his fate should be worse than death, yes? No? putting our men and women at risk trying to find him? I don't know what you say, but he has lost nearly a decade of his life. I'm sure it wasn't any easy thing being a captive of the Taliban, but it didn't seem as if that was much of a problem when he came back. He wasn't all too disappointed, neither was his father. And actually, in fact, he has suggested that the Taliban were kinder than our own military toward him. This man is not just a deserter, in my mind, as an American woman, as a mother. He's a traitor. He's a full-blown 100% traitor. He left his post. He risked our men and women. Their blood was shed for his life to bring him home. Regardless of what he did, they were brave and did their job. The money was spent trying to get him back. Commanders were traded for him. People who have gone back in, and there is proof they are once again involved in terrorism because of Bergdahl's choices. He's a traitor. He's not just a deserter. President Trump had this to say. He said, "The decision on Sergeant Bergdahl is a complete and total disgrace to our country, to our military." It is. What I also think it is, and I try to be really super clear about this when I say things like this. This is more evidence that there are Barack Obama plants still within our government, within our military. They're there. They're operational. They are merely demoting people. They're breaking down the system. They're allowing people like Bergdahl to go free without consequence. $10,000. $10,000 and go about your life. But that's not good enough for Bergdahl. He wants to go back to work. He wants to go back to work for the U.S. military. He's applied for appeal after pleading guilty. So, what do you have to say about this? I'm curious. Please make sure that you leave comments below. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, as I say in every show, okay, every show I say this, please give your members of Congress a call about this. Their phone number is 202-224-3121. Okay? Give them a call and let them know how you feel and what you think, how you view this. You matter. Your voice matters. You just have to be a little bit louder so they can hear you. Yes? Thank you for joining me tonight on this edition of Straight Talk with Erin. And hopefully we will join you Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Political Core, as well as 7 p.m. on Thursday night with the Queen of Politics. I'm not sure that this Thursday is going to be on. I will check, but please check our social media website and our pages. There's information on the shows and when we'll be on, what we'll be talking about. Make sure to like us and follow us on all the platforms. And have that conversation. Have the conversation with Congress. Be active in your communities. And have conversation on our board. The only way we're going to get through this is together. United we stand, right? God bless you, everyone. And I hope you have a good Friday night. And God bless America.
To hear more, And to learn more on how you can make an impact or about the Aaron Cruz Show, visit us online at aaroncruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ.com. Thank you for joining us, and see you at the same time and the same place next week.